mindfulness meditation, or breath meditation? Which method provides the most effective way to reduce stress? In this episode, I'm going to share results from a study that was just published, and those results, well, they may surprise you. The content that I'll share in this episode will go into 2 episodes of different podcasts. One podcast, Easy Stress Cures, and the second podcast, Mindful Way Living. Why? Because this content is relevant for listeners in both shows. My name is Stephen Carter, and I am the founder of Stress Solutions, LLC, which is now Stress Solutions USA. For more than 4 decades, I've helped thousands of people move from stress to success using an array of holistic methods to include, of course, meditation, neurolinguistic programming, emotional freedom techniques, thought field therapy, and a host of other methods. To learn more about my background, you can visit our website at stressreliefradio.com. stressreliefradio.com. We all want to lower stress levels in our lives, and there are many, many ways of doing that. Mindfulness meditation is certainly one, mantra meditation. In mindfulness meditation, we allow ourselves to enter a meditative state where we're observing our thoughts, we're observing the world around us. If we're in mindful meditation with eyes closed, we are typically observing thoughts, noting those thoughts, being aware of those thoughts, but not being carried away by those thoughts. We choose not to be attached to the thoughts that come, peak, and leave. With mantra meditation, we're focusing in on sacred sounds or words that are important to us. We repeat those words over and over and over again, and we allow the words to fade off, get lower in volume, and ultimately disappearing, leaving us in pure awareness. Very often, thoughts are going to intrude whether we are engaged in mindful meditation or whether we're involved in mantra meditation. Thoughts typically are going to emerge. We simply allow those thoughts to be as they are. We don't try to eliminate them or make them go away. We simply notice them and then bring our attention back to the breath. Another very, very powerful way of creating a relaxation response, which is the opposite of the stress response, is by employing various breathing patterns. My purpose for this episode is to share a study that was reported in the January 16, 2023 online version of medicalexpress.com. The study headline, quote, "Study shows cyclic breathing technique more effective in reducing stress than mindfulness meditation." Study shows cyclic breathing technique more effective in reducing stress than mindfulness meditation. In the lead paragraph, a team of researchers at Stanford University reports evidence that people who engage in cyclic sighing breathing exercises, and I'll share what that is in a moment. People who engage in cyclic sighing breathing exercises see a greater reduction in stress than those engaging in mindfulness meditation. Their paper was published in the journal Cell Reports Medicine. Researchers describe their study of several different types of stress reduction techniques. The research summary goes on. Prior research has shown that while stress can be a positive influence at times, such as when it prompts people to do things they know they need to do, more often it is considered adverse because it can lead to health problems such as hypertension. Thus, stress techniques have been developed to help people reduce stress without resorting to drugs. One such technique is mindfulness meditation, during which a person attempts to relax by putting themselves in the moment in a non-judgmental way for a period of time. Other techniques involve engaging in breathing exercises. Researchers compared 3 types of breathing exercises with mindfulness meditation to assess their effectiveness. The 3 types of breathing exercises included cyclic sighing, in which more time and thought is spent on exhaling than on inhaling or holding the breath. Box breathing involves breathing and holding. Breathing and holding are done for the same amount of time. And by the way, box breathing is used by many of our elite military units, such as the Navy SEALs. Returning to the study, in addition to cyclic sighing and box breathing, researchers looked at cyclic hyperventilation, in which inhalations last longer than exhalations. Research for the study was conducted online during the pandemic, when stress was unusually high for most people. 114 volunteers engaged in one of the stress reduction methods for 5 minutes each day for a month. At the time of their choosing, each volunteer kept a stress journal to assess the effectiveness of their stress reduction activities. Researchers found that, for the most part, volunteers reported they found the exercise a positive experience. 90% reported positive feelings. Researchers also found that those volunteers using breathing exercises showed more stress reduction than those doing mindfulness meditation. And for the breath meditation work, researchers found that those who did cyclic sighing reported the greatest reduction in stress compared to the other breathing techniques. If you would like more details about this study, you'll find a link to this study or the summary of this study linked in the show notes. So what exactly is cyclic sighing? It's a really fancy word for unbalanced breathing. And by unbalanced breathing, here we're talking about an inhalation period of, say, 4 seconds, an exhalation period of, say, 6 seconds, perhaps 7, maybe 8. The idea is we want the exhalation to last longer than the inhalation. Why? Because when you inhale, you are activating the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is part of the fight or flight response that we go into when we feel that danger is present. When we exhale for a longer period than we inhale, we are encouraging what's called the autonomic nervous system, which controls both the sympathetic and parasympathetic side of the nervous system. When we exhale for a longer period than our inhale, we are engaging the parasympathetic side of the autonomic nervous system. What does that mean? It means we are creating more of a relaxation response in the mind, brain, body than if we inhaled for, say, 6 seconds and exhaled for only 4 seconds. That's one of the 3 methods that they tested, but the reason that is absolutely not beneficial is because it is engaging the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. We're giving that more energy, more attention than we're giving to the parasympathetic side of the autonomic nervous system. And as we know, the parasympathetic side is the rest and digest side. It's the side that creates the relaxation response. To engage in the breath work that this study found most effective, you give attention to your breath, to your breathing. You inhale, typically through the nasal passages. Inhale for the count of, say, 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale for, say, 6 seconds, perhaps 7, perhaps even 8. Typically, it's 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. On the exhalation, you can exhale through the nasal passages, so you can breathe in and out through the nasal passage. Many people, however, enjoy the in-breath through the nasal passages, breathing deep into the diaphragm, diaphragmatic in-breath, and on the exhalation, you can breathe out through pursed lips, or imagine that you have a straw and you're breathing the exhalation. The breath is going out of your body through that straw in a measured way across, say, those 6 seconds. In for 4, out for 6. For mindfulness meditation, you're typically going to need to be in a place where you're quiet, the phone's not ringing, you're not paying attention to your daily activities, you're simply observing your thoughts without judgment. And most meditation trainers are going to suggest you meditate for a minimum of 10 minutes to 20 minutes in the morning, and again 10 to 20 minutes in the afternoon or early evening. For many people, that's quite a commitment. When we do breath meditation, we can do that while we're at a stoplight. We can do breath meditation while we're in a store waiting to check out. You can do breath meditation even as you're walking. Walking meditation can be combined with breath work, breath meditation, very nicely. If you're watching television, you can mute the ads. Ads usually run anywhere from 2, 3, sometimes 4 minutes. And you can simply focus in on your breath. Breathe in for 4. Relax, drop the shoulders, breathe out for 6. Engage in that rhythmic breath work until the show comes back on and you take it off mute and you watch your show. If you take a minute, 2, 3, 4 minutes periodically throughout the day, you are going to get your 10 to 20 minutes of meditation in the morning and even later in the day. You don't have to do all of that meditation at one go. And it's much easier when we're focused in on our breath work rather than trying to settle in with mindfulness meditation or mantra meditation. Does that mean you should not do any meditation? No, it absolutely does not. If you can fit meditation into your daily schedule, by all means do so. And I also encourage you to use the breath work, the breath meditation. Your body, mind, and your spirit will say thank you. If you have not yet subscribed to the Mindful Way Living podcast or the Easy Stress Cure show, I encourage you to do that wherever you get your podcasts. When you subscribe or follow, and of course it's free to do that, you will never miss an episode. You will also find videos and other resources in addition to podcasts. Again, that website is stressreliefradio.com. If you would like to comment on this or any other episode, or would like to be in touch for any reason, email me at cartermethod@gmail.com. Until our next visit together, your host, Stephen Carter, wishing you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.